Elon Musk is everywhere. He's all over social media. He's facing protests at Tesla dealerships. And here at the White House, he has a lot of power. He's working closely with President Trump.
So I just wanted to make a statement. I'm going to buy one. Now, here's the bad news. I'm not allowed to drive.
It was a remarkable moment last Tuesday. President Donald Trump standing beside a shiny electric car at the White House.
This man has devoted his energy and his life to doing this, and I think he's been treated very unfairly by a very small group of people.
This is what victory feels like. Yeah!
For Musk, who spent about $300 million to help Trump win the White House, and who has reportedly pledged millions more to Trump's political efforts, it was a boost for Tesla's image.
Everything's computer.
And a show of solidarity from the president. Tesla protests across the country have been a response to the Department of Government Efficiency initiative, known as DOGE.
One of the biggest functions of the DOGE team is just making sure that the presidential executive orders are actually carried out.
And as the man at its helm, Musk has been presidential confidant, cost cutter,
Take over, Elon, just take over.
and government contractor all at once.
Is Wired's assessment that there are conflicts of interest at play with Elon Musk?
It is very clear that there are conflicts of interest across the board. I mean, Elon Musk himself is one giant conflict of interest, right? How many people are actually in Doge now? And what are
Katie Drummond is the global editorial director of Wired, the technology publication that has scored recent scoops about Musk and his associates.
When you think about SpaceX, Starlink, Tesla, you think about all of these companies that are in some way, shape, or form regulated and overseen by different agencies of the federal government. And then you remember that the person who owns and runs all of these companies is, flying on Air Force One with President Trump. Of course it's a conflict of interest.
After years of covering Silicon Valley, Wired was ready to cover the ascent of tech billionaires into politics.
He gets it done. He's a leader.
Yeah.
The magazine endorsed Trump's opponent, Vice President Kamala Harris, last year.
When you saw that picture at President Trump's inauguration of Elon Musk and all of these Silicon Valley billionaires standing up there on the dais, did that represent a new power structure in this country?
It's a power structure that has been growing for a while now. But I thought that the inauguration was such a stark moment of realization, I think should be a moment of realization for everyone in the United States about who really runs this country.
Who's running it? Elon Musk or President Trump?
The technology industry. You think about the trillions of dollars involved in all of those companies and those businesses. There is so much power in the technology industry. And when you combine that with, essentially collusion with the federal administration, or at least a willingness to work hand in hand with the Trump administration, that's
So nobody's going to bat 1,000. I mean, we will make mistakes, but we'll act quickly to correct any mistakes.
What happened if people get hurt, if the government's not functioning?
Let's be clear. Some people are going to get hurt. Let's be honest.
What do you mean?
I mean that there'll be some people laid off that probably shouldn't have been. There'll been some contracts that are dropped that probably shouldn't have been. But the question...
Or some things that happen where the government just isn't functioning.
And the question you have to ask yourself is, on balance, does this system need to be fixed? Even at the risk of fixing it is going to be some things that aren't totally 100%. Because you slow down enough to try to avoid any possible mistake, you'll get nothing done.
You can't just start lopping off whole, categories.
Why not? If some American's watching this and says, just tip over the table of government.
Right, because people will die. That's why.
It's that serious.
It's that serious.
Elaine Kmark is a scholar at Washington's Brookings Institution. In the 1990s, she was effectively the Clinton administration's counterpart to Newt Gingrich, administering what was called REGO, reinventing government.
What Musk is doing, and Trump, is they're testing the limits of executive power in a way that we did not. We went through it the old-fashioned way. If we thought a law needed to be changed, we went to Congress and asked them to change it.
What do you think Democrats should do now? Should they try to work with Elon Musk and President Trump? Because in the 90s,